Imagine Isaac, the son of Abraham, was born into a life of promise. From the moment he was a child, he knew that God had made a special covenant with his father, a covenant that would bless not only Abraham but also Isaac and his descendants. This promise has been passed down from generation to generation, and Isaac understood that his life was part of something much bigger than himself. Isaac's father, Abraham, had trusted God completely even when God called him to leave his homeland and journey into an unknown land. Abraham had obeyed, and God had kept his promise to bless him. Now Isaac was the beneficiary of that blessing. He inherited the wealth, the land, and most importantly, the covenant of God's favor. One day, Isaac found himself in a similar situation to his father. A famine had spread across the land, and Isaac, like his father before him, considered leaving to seek food in another place. But God spoke to Isaac, just as he had spoken to Abraham years earlier. Do not go down to Egypt. Stay in the land where I tell you. Live here, and I will bless you. I will give all this land to you and to your descendants, and I will fulfill the oath I swore to your father Abraham. Isaac trusted God's word. He chose to stay in the land even though it seemed risky. And just as God has promised, Isaac's life flourished. He planted crops and they grew abundantly. He dug wells and they were filled with water. Isaac became wealthy. His flocks grew larger. His herds increased and his servants multiplied. The people around him took notice of God's favor on Isaac, and even the king of the land, Abimelech, was amazed by his prosperity. Why have you become so prosperous while we struggle? Abimelech asked. I see that God is with you. Isaac humbly replied, It is not by my power or ability that I have become rich. It is because of the covenant God made with my father Abraham. He promised that he will bless us, and I bless his word. Isaac's faith in God's promises not only provided for him, but also demonstrated God's faithfulness to his father's covenant. As Isaac's wealth grew, so did his reputation. But it wasn't just material wealth that made Isaac stand out. It was the way he honored God with his life. Isaac's prosperity was not without challenges. He faced opposition from the Philistines, who were jealous of his success, and they filled his wells with dirt in an attempt to stop his growth. But Isaac did not retaliate. Instead, he moved to another area, dug new wells, and God blessed him there as well. With each well he dug, Isaac's faith grew stronger, and his trust in God's faithfulness became even more evident. One day, after Isaac had moved once more and found success, God appeared to him again and confirmed his promise. I am the God of your father Abraham. Do not be afraid, for I am with you. I will bless you and increase your numbers for the sake of my servant Abraham. Isaac was overwhelmed with gratitude. He built an altar and worshipped God, offering a sacrifice in thanksgiving for the blessings that have flowed into his life. He knew that wealth he had was not just for himself, but for future generations. He had received God's promises, and now it was his turn to pass them on. As Isaac grew older, he passed down to his sons the blessings that had been passed down to him. He reminded them of the covenant God had made with Abraham and himself, a covenant that promised not only material wealth, but also a relationship with the Creator. Isaac's son Jacob will later inherit the same promises, and he too will see God's favor upon his life. Isaac's story was one of faith and trust in God's promises, just as his father Abraham had modeled for him. Isaac's wealth was a sign of God's faithfulness, but his true legacy was the faith he passed on to the next generation. The generational blessing that had started with Abraham continued through Isaac, and it will go on to impact generations to come. Till next time, peace.